It's okay. It's okay that you're my chunky little monkey. Nah. It's the policy. And the exciting thing about today's policy is that today's policy is climate and energy. Go ahead and tell us the correct position on climate and energy in broad terms.
Okay, first of all, I don't know why those two things are considered so closely related.
That is a good thing to consider first off the bat, because it is a little bit weird that they just mush them into one issue.
They're not that related. I can see how they are directly and indirectly related, Lucy, but one is weather and one is power. So they're just
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess they think that climate is heavily influenced by industry and human consumption, but that's still not power directly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. But anyway.
So you would just have to address each part separately since they consider it one issue.
So climate.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't think the planet just getting warmer is something inherently to just flip out about.
Be careful, Bjorn.
I think that there has to be, like, visible and actually harmful consequences to the global warming before people should trip about it. And I also think that there's just a huge natural element to the way that the Earth's temperature works. Like, we go through periods of ice ages and not, like, that's just a cycle that our planet runs on. And weird shit happens, too, that are completely beyond our control. And sometimes have nothing to even do with us in how they're created, like wildfires, for example. But I think the first question has to be, like, actually answered is, are humans actually causing, like, long-term destructive damage to the planet in a way that should warrant, like, country-sized groups of people to make change? Because that's a high bar.
It's a very high bar. Super, there's so many levels of proving it to get to that high of a bar. It's ridiculous.
Right. And the Earth is very durable, okay?
Yeah.
So...
And our short-term needs are worth a lot.
Right. And humans are not that big. Like, we have covered the planet, but our ability to make long-term damage is not that big outside of, like, nukes.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And even then, the Earth would recover. We just might not.
Yes. Or even if the Earth wouldn't necessarily recover, you have to think about how long that process would take and
How bad of it?
how bad the end state would be and all that stuff.
How much nukes would you have to use to hit the world hard enough that it does not like planet Earth blows up?
Right, or like say you get rid of the atmosphere completely one day. How long does that process take?
Even if you do that, that's not damaging Earth. What? The atmosphere.
It would just make it an unlivable place to be.
That's damaging life on Earth, but not Earth itself. That process would probably
That's-
restart eventually. Maybe, I don't know. But what about in the oceans? That's a completely different story. Are you ending life there? Because if you're not, then you're definitely gonna have a restart on the land eventually.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So again,
It's all very nuanced.
right. But my point is, the Earth is very durable. So you're gonna have to prove to me that our cars that we've had for what, 100 years, or I don't know, when were cars invented? No more than 200 years ago. 200 years worth of cars is gonna take us
Less than 200 years.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to prove to me how that is somehow causing so much damage that everyone needs to make a change, because I don't think that's that easy. So that's where I think that's pretty much where the general conversation is at, for real.
So,
on climate.
so how would you summarize that?
I just did. I said that they're gonna have to prove that we're damaging the earth with our cars and industry combined, or whatever, enough that we need to make change. So like they'd have to prove that.
Oh yeah, so they have an affirmative responsibility to prove it in a quantitative way, or we're not going to change shit about what we want to do to make money and survive. Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you want beyond?
Well, that makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, so then there's what? Climate and what? Energy? Well, we need more energy.
I agree. Yeah, that's why that's why they lump it in, you know, 'cause it's like, because the correct stance on energy is, well, we need more energy, and and then all the climate change leftist motherfuckers come along like, not more energy, protect the climate.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I see. Well, these are just not two things that are inherently like
No, they're
antagonistic to each other.
almost entirely non-overlapping magisteria in real life, but try telling that to leftoids and right-wingers.
Yeah. Well, I answered your question.
Good job. You clocked in at under 10 minutes, which is pretty good for you.
That's terrible.
For real-time philosophy, that's pretty damn good for anybody. And very good for you.
Thanks.
Do we want to play devil's advocate at all? Like, did we gloss over anything too hard?
Audience to that.
Right.